Really?
Tacos. Taco.
Hi, everybody.
Tacos.
Yeah, tacos. Chris and Amanda here. So about 8-ish months ago, we did something that was modeled after some of our favorite YouTubers, where we went and got basically as many fast food chicken nuggets as we could get our hands on. We ate them. We rated them on a scale of 1 to 5 on like a bunch of different criteria, and then we ranked them. And we showed everybody the results, and there was a lot of feedback saying, A, why, and B,
Why not? Nuggets.
Pretty much. And B, why didn't you guys film it? So that's what we're doing now. We're filming our next thing, which, as Chris already gave away,
Tacos!
is tacos.
Cinco de Mayo on Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
Ruined by a Mexican beer.
Yeah. So today is Sunday, May 3rd, 2020. We have been in quarantine due to the virus that shall not be named since mid-March, and this week is Cinco de Mayo on Taco Tuesday. So we thought that we would go and get a couple of tacos from all of our local taco places that are chains. If we went to all of our local taco places, this video would take months to do.
Well, I love tacos.
A lot of tacos, and we do love our tacos, but we're going to 8 different places today. Most of them y'all will have heard of. A couple of them are more like local chains, but they are chains nonetheless around here. So we're gonna get started. We are sitting in the parking lot right now of our first place, which is Azteca Mexican restaurant. There's a handful of them in the area. I've actually been eating at these since I was a kid. They've been in the Charlotte area for a long time, and we've ordered 2 tacos from them. We placed the order a few minutes ago. It should be ready, so one of us is gonna head in and get it, and then we will come back and try them.
Tacos.
Okay, so while Chris is getting the tacos, I just wanted to kind of tell you guys how we're going to be looking at these. We're going to be looking at the shell, the protein, and the toppings. We're also just going to be taking note of how much the tacos cost us to see kind of like what good value is. At every place, we're going to be getting a beef taco with lettuce and cheese, and then either tomatoes or taco sauce. Some places like they come already with taco sauce, and other places they already come with tomatoes, so we're just kind of using those as interchangeable. We're not accounting for taste preferences here, except for hard versus soft shell where I'm able. So like Chris isn't doing anything super spicy. I'm not getting my preferred protein for tacos, which is chicken or barbacoa. None of that. So we're really trying to equalize here. Right now, we're just doing like your standard, taco. So we're going to be ranking everything on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst and 5 being amazing. And we'll give everything a score, and at the end of this video, we will tell you kind of what our final thoughts are, and show you the final ranking for what we think is the best and what we think is the worst. So stick around and see if you agree with us. Okay, so Chris is back now with the tacos. I apologize if the sound is a little wonky right now. It is 85 degrees right now, and my phone gave me a I'm too hot warning, so we're blasting the AC while we do this. We got a little bit of a surprise. We called and ordered 2 tacos, just 2 tacos, and they gave us 2 taco meals. So we actually have like rice, beans, chips, other stuff to take home, which is nice for a snack later. But meanwhile, you want to show them these tacos?
Yes. So these are just their basic hard tacos. We've got ground beef, lettuce, yellow cheese, and tomato slices.
Okay. Looks like there might be a little bit of taco sauce in there too.
Yeah, we got some sauce in there. Definitely some good grease.
All right, well.
And these 2 tacos with rice, beans, and a large bag of chips turned out to be $10.77.
So not a bad deal for like the meals, but we'll definitely have to take that into consideration when we're talking about value later. Let's eat some tacos.
Tacos. All right, grab whichever one you want. Be sure to get the...
Just grab this back one here.
All right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there's
Yep, some definite
quality grease
there.
Here,
All right.
hon, I'll just eat it over it. We're trying to eat these as soon as we get them because since a lot of these are probably going to be hard shell, they're going to disintegrate pretty quickly. So we want to eat them at their best, or as close to like the freshest as we can.
Now, as you guys probably heard, that is a super crunchy hard shell. Like, that was a crunch. Oh my goodness. Here, try it.
All right. Gotta get this guy in.
I'm definitely a little intrigued by the tomato slices.
Yeah, it's an interesting. Oh,
grease.
oh my god, there's a giant puddle of grease. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that much grease can either be really good or really bad. I think these
You can see the grease is like
it's
dripping, but it's a whole lot of flavor.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go back in for another bite to figure out the meat and everything.
I gotta really like. There's a substantial amount of meat in here.
Yeah, this is pretty packed. I will say that.
Yeah, so solid taco for the first one.
Solid taco for the first one. So we are going to shut off the camera, finish tacos, and rank them as I described before.
And then take the chips, rice, and beans back to our house because we were very close to it.
And then head out to...
That's going to be dinner.
Yeah. We'll head out to everywhere else. So, see you guys in a minute. All right, so we are back. We have just picked up from Qdoba, and they gave us the individual tacos. Yes, in these tiny little bowls, which is freaking adorable. I love it. They also very helpfully gave us utensils so that inevitably when something spills out of our taco, we can pick it up and eat it. So we have one flour tortilla and one corn tortilla, beef, shredded cheese, lettuce, and they didn't have like tomatoes on their own or taco sauce on its own, so we got their pico de gallo, which is the closest thing. So these were $3.60 a piece. These look really good. Like,
yeah, these look very good.
These do have white cheese, whereas the last one we had like neon yellow.
And they had cotija as an option, but
they did have cotija as an option.
We picked the basic cheese.
This also looks to be like a romaine type deal.
Yeah, it's definitely lettuce like a romaine.
Wise, and it's more like chunks instead, like pieces instead of being shredded, which is interesting because on their site when you ordered it,
yeah,
it
it's listed as shredded.
Not complaining, just interesting. So with that, let's try these
tacos.
Okay, so this is definitely much bigger and harder to hold.
Oh my goodness, you are. Oh, mine's disintegrating.
Yeah, this is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a messy taco. They packed it.
Yeah, there's a ton of meat.
There's so much meat, and it's super, like, it's almost a little bit of a spice to it. Like, there's a little bit of a kick in the back of my throat.
Yeah.
And again, this is just their standard, like, seasoned ground beef. Yeah. Like, this is just your basic taco meat here.
Yeah, there's a good bit of flavor to it. A ton of meat.
I don't know if I can really show it, but you can tell that, like, the tortillas have been put on a flat top or something to warm up. They're a little bit crisp on the bottom.
Yeah, they've got some, like, I'll try. You can kind of see they've got some coloring, a little bit of charring on them.
Yeah, which I really like.
And also just here, look at that meat.
Yeah, that meat's like, really nice. And there's grease, but it's not dripping, which is kind of nice. I mean, ordinarily we're not gonna sit and eat tacos in the car, but for our purposes today, I like it.
If we would have, and this one is probably the furthest away from our house. If we would have grabbed these
closer,
but due to the virus that shall not be named,
they're temporarily closed.
It's closed.
So we could go like around the corner from our house and get these, but this is a good like 10 minutes away from where we live. But yeah, we'd have an easier time transporting these home than some of the other ones we're gonna eat today. Just A, due to the cute little bowls, and B, the like lack of excess grease.
Yeah, like if we would have tried to bring these home, I'm sure the grease would have eaten through this because when I picked up my first bite, it was already the shell was already disintegrating.
Well, it would have eaten its way through it if we came from further away. If we went to the one closer to us,
Yeah,
we'd
we
have
would've
an
been
easier
fine.
time. And honestly, like the flour shell is holding up pretty well. So
Yeah,
I
the
wonder.
corn is not.
Yeah. All right, we are gonna eat some taco and rank these, and then I don't know where we're going next. So you'll find out when we do. So before we get into this next taco, I do just want to address we are out getting all of these tacos, but we are following social distancing guidelines and protocols, and we're making sure that, you know, we don't hand anybody like our card or anything, that we're doing all of the payments ourselves, that we're staying away from everybody. Everyone's always been wearing gloves and masks in the restaurants and everything, and if we need to, we've got masks and stuff with us as well. So just wanted to clarify that. That being said, we're at the old standby Taco Bell. We got one hard taco, one soft taco. We added tomatoes to them because the tomatoes only come with their supreme, but that also adds some other stuff. So they just did like a 40-cent upcharge to add tomatoes. So that being said, these tacos were $1.79 each. Always a great deal, Taco Bell, but does it taste any good? Ordinarily, I'd say yes, but we've had some good stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna see.
All right, so everyone knows what Taco Bell looks like, but in case you forgot,
tacos.
That's a
I will
American
say
taco.
the flour tortilla is a little bit thinner than the one from Qdoba.
Oh, careful, hon, you're gonna lose some tomato.
Yeah, I'm always losing things. My marbles mostly. There's not a ton of meat in here. It's actually like not very full.
Mine looks similar.
Yeah.
There's a bit more on this side, but there's like hardly any on this one, so
yeah,
not a lot of meat.
A good like third of my tortilla, maybe a little more, isn't really filled. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Mine is very full, but it's mostly the lettuce, the cheese, and the tomato that we added.
Yep, and we are back to shredded lettuce, diced tomato, and not neon yellow, but still like yellow cheese.
It's yellow.
It's yellow. All right, well, how about we give
Dig
this
in?
a try?
I'm gonna get this meaty side. Yo quiero.
Tastes like Taco Bell. We don't need Taco Bell a ton, but we do know pretty well what it tastes like. I mean, there's not a ton of grease to it, which is nice. There's some.
I refute that. Mine is...
Is yours dripping?
Mine is dripping. There is a little trough of grease.
Oh. Okay, yeah, mine... I mean, like, I can tell there's grease in mine, but it's not by any means, like, dripping. It's not about to, like, break through the tortilla.
Yeah,
That's typically why I don't like hard shell tacos, is because they disintegrate so much more quickly with all the grease. And like if you add salsa or anything like that, whereas the soft shell, like it's already soft, but it's also thicker and pliable. Like it stands up to that a little better.
Yeah, this guy is already, the shell is cracking pretty far. The structural integrity is compromised.
And we watched them put this together like less than a minute before
these are
we
fresh.
started
like
filming.
For Taco Bell, this is a really good Taco Bell taco.
Oh yeah, this is a good Taco Bell taco. And again, this is right near our house. This is not very far away.
No,
so bonus for us.
Just so you can see, there is maybe a third of it full of meat and the rest of it is all the other toppings.
Oh,
now
I'm getting grease out the back. There we go. I can't even really hold it up, but it is now dripping.
Yeah, it's dripping grease.
So, yeah, we're going to turn the camera off and finish this before we get grease all over ourselves. Oh my God, it's already all over my hand.
Yep. It's begun. I'll get you a napkin, Tom.
We'll be back. Okay, so we are at our next spot, Jack in the Box. I did not know that Jack in the Box had tacos, and I'm a little disturbed that they do.
It's actually one of their signature items. These are famous on the West Coast. People rave about them.
Yeah, they also have egg rolls, so that may be something else we investigate at some point.
Their menu is insane.
It's weird. That said, 2 tacos, 60 cents each.
It's $1.20 for 2 tacos.
It's crazy. Actually, I think it was $1.19.
Yeah.
But we're rounding. So 60 cents per taco. They come in individual sleeves, which is kind of nice.
And it comes with taco sauce, but we can't use it.
We can't use it because of our rules. This grease. You can see. Look at the difference.
This is a greasy boy. Also, look how, like,
it's
thin.
super thin.
Very thin. It's, like, basically sealed in.
It is literally a slice
of American cheese.
American cheese on
the
inside.
It's
melted.
their hamburger cheese.
It is their, oh my gosh.
With, like, the lettuce from their burgers.
And the meat looks a little on the gray side, to be perfectly honest, and there's very little of it. Like, for as much grease as there is, there's so little meat.
I think it's I think there's sauce included in it, maybe.
I don't know, but I'm scared. I am legitimately scared right now. Alright.
Well, dig in. Dink it.
Alright, this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
The oily part of the shell is soggy as all get out. The top of it is almost stale.
It is extremely hard. It is...
like, not a good crunchy. Bad crunchy. I really can't taste much of anything. There is, like, no flavor anywhere.
It tastes like you're eating food, but indistinct food.
It's what I imagine Soylent might be. Like, this is... I mean, we paid 60 cents for each of them, so I'm not complaining there. Like, this is legitimately a 60-cent taco in all senses of it. And I really don't even want to take a second bite of it, just because
I'm gonna do
not worth
just
it.
for science.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that crunchy here is like the stale crunch at the very, very top where it's not greasy, and it just like, it actually kind of like hurt my teeth when I bit that part of it. Putting mine back in the sleeve, it's gonna go in the do not eat bin.
Yeah, that is a 60-cent taco.
Can someone, like, if any of you know someone on the West Coast who eats Jack in the Box tacos, can you, like, find out for us what the hype is? Or, like, is Jack in the Box just better on the West Coast? Because this is not good at all. Like, I'll gladly try their other stuff, although I've got to say, when we did the chicken nugget challenge, like, 8 months ago, they were the awful. Absolute most awful nuggets we had, like, so much so I refused to even, like, give a piece of it to the dog, because I'm like, I'm not gonna do that to him. He's an innocent creature.
Also, I don't know about you, is your mouth, like, really dried out now?
No.
My mouth feels so dry.
I mean, it is salty.
Yeah, it is very salty.
It's salty. Alright, so I am now 0 for 2 on Jack in the Box experiences. This is literally the second time I've ever eaten a Jack in the Box, so not impressed.
Maybe if you drown it in their taco sauce, it's better. Maybe the taco sauce is delicious.
Yeah, but then you can't taste anything, I'm sure.
Yeah, but these taste bad. It's gotta be an improvement.
Okay, we're gonna head out to our next spot. We already ordered ahead. It is a, not fast food place, but still a chain, so I'm hopeful.
Quick service. Yeah,
I'm hopeful that their stuff is going to be a little better, and I have to stop this here and crank up the AC because my device is too hot again. Thanks, North Carolina. All right, we have just picked up from Sabor Latin Street Grill. They are a locally owned chain. There's about 15 of them in this area, and we have had their stuff before, and they're good, but we've never had just their, like, plain American tacos before, since that's not typically our go-to unless we're at something like a Taco Bell or something where that's like your safest bet. So these are 2 flour tortillas, same as everything else, right? Beef, cheese, lettuce, tomato. That's what we're working with today, folks.
American taco, apparently.
I will say these look...
The cheese looks good.
Decent. Yeah, we're back to white cheese, and the cheese is actually kind of melted in parts of it, so it, you can tell that the meat's been hot.
Yeah, these were very warm. They were sitting on my lap as we left the place.
We're back to the shredded lettuce. We're back to diced tomato. The flour tortillas look, mostly unremarkable, but, not thin and like they're gonna tear easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's
Here, I'll let you...
Yeah. It's a little more difficult to do car videos when they're in one box. That is a lot of meat. Look at that. All right, and there's some grease.
Yeah, I got some grease on my thumb when I was trying to scooch these around a little.
Okay.
Alright, let me...
I've never actually had their, like, ground beef before. I've always had, like, one of their other proteins, again, like...
Wait, no.
barbacoa or carnitas or chicken. It's an interesting flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like any of the other taco flavors, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. You like it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna end up taking another bite. I gotta figure it out. I gotta get a little more of the toppings in there. That first bite was really meat heavy. But it is nice. There is a pretty substantial amount of meat in these. Like, I can...
They are sizable tacos.
Yeah.
Like, this is like... 2 of these tacos would be...
Look, for $3.50, you're probably getting your money's worth in terms of, like, the amount of stuff in them.
Yeah.
Like, these tacos would be decently filling.
Yeah. And Amanda didn't care for the beef seasoning flavor. I thought it was very kind of nuanced. It wasn't like that Taco Bell beef flavor that is very heavily spiced. This one lets kind of the meat more speak for itself.
Yeah, there's just some kind of spice in there that I can't identify that's leaving some kind of aftertaste on my tongue.
Probably like cumin, maybe?
I don't know, because I usually like cumin. I'm going to have some more of it. We're going to rate this, and then we're going to swing up to our last few places.
Tacos.
So we have picked
Yeah,
up
we got it.
Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's!
We've got 1 flour, 1 corn. Same deal, different place, guys. I will say this meat is dark, and there is grease aplenty.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I got
crazy.
a hard shell, and you can just see it here. That wonderful greasy...
Lots of grease on this bad boy. It's stuffed pretty nicely.
Yeah, it is stuffed, like, it is packed.
So, how much were these each?
These were $3.50 each, and free chips and salsa.
So, good for the value there. We will be taking the chips and salsa home to be with the other chips and beans and rice that we got before.
We're having nachos for lunch tomorrow.
You know? It's a bonus in my book.
Yeah. Woe is us.
Woe is us. Monday nachos. All right, let's try these bad boys.
Oh, these are going to be messy.
These are going to be messy. Thank goodness
Oh,
for foil.
mine is already disintegrating.
Oh.
I legitimately, like, I put the slightest bit of weight and the
that's already
shell has
breaking.
crumbled.
The soft shell is holding up pretty well. Let's see. I'm laughing at Chris because his is just falling apart.
Do not get their hard shell.
Their soft shell is good.
Yeah, like, put any weight on it.
Oh yeah, it's soggy.
Yeah.
And like they made it and brought it right out to us. Like we did the curbside pickup.
I can't even pick it up again. It'll just disintegrate.
Do you want to try this?
Yeah.
Here, give me that. No. I got it.
All right. Like, it is, like, the slightest bit of pressure you put on it, it just collapses.
Oh, yeah, this is... Oh, geez. Yeah, this is like a fork and knife kind of taco,
Don't
which is
even get
not
it.
what you want a taco to be.
Do not get it.
But try that.
Just
I
get
think
this.
you'll like that. Right? Better.
Well, yeah, it didn't disintegrate instantly.
Yeah. I like the meat on this one a lot better than I did on the last one, but I have to think about it in comparison to everything else. Yeah, the hard shell definitely not a winner here.
It is hilariously bad.
Sorry, Moe's.
And it didn't even have a good flavor. It had no redeeming qualities. It was just like, try to have some of it. It's dry. It doesn't give you anything.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
It's just all around bad.
I don't like that one. Soft taco, however, I do like. So we're going to deliberate about this a little more, and we've got a couple more spots to hit before we can give you our final thoughts and before we roll into our house, because this is a lot of taco.
We're having like maybe half a few bites. We're not really eating 8 tacos, full tacos that we would.
But it's still a lot, and it's a lot of sodium. We brought water with us, but I can feel.
Yeah,
I'm swelling from the salt. It's a really good thing that.
And it is very hot today.
We're healthy, and yeah, it's hot, which adds to it. We'll be back soon. All right, so next up we have a perennial favorite of ours, Chipotle. Quick disclaimer though, Chipotle doesn't actually have ground beef. They have
steak and all the other wonderful things, but they don't have ground beef.
Yeah, they have a lot of higher quality proteins. Not to say that good ground beef isn't high quality. Not saying that at all. Just generally more cubed proteins and not ground proteins. Yeah, they don't do ground proteins.
They've shredded like your carnitas and your barbacoa, but that's
meant to be that way.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've got steak. We know that this is not a 1-for-1 as a result, and we will take that into account when we are doing our final rankings, but we couldn't leave Chipotle out of this, especially since we have Moe's and Qdoba, and those are direct competitors, and frankly, we just really like Chipotle. I think this is the first time I've ever gotten Chipotle and not gotten guacamole, and I'm sad.
Eat your taco.
Okay. You all know what Chipotle is, but we're, white cheese, shredded lettuce, diced pico. We got one hard, one soft. Let's do it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I immediately heard crunch on yours. There's crunch on yours. There's great flavor to this steak, which again, I know, steak is not ground beef, but they are the same animal. In general, the seasonings are much more prominent.
Yes.
Than they happen at other places. I really like their cheese.
It's not, again, this is steak, so it's not at all greasy, there's a slight bit of it, but not.
Well, but even ground beef, there's varying levels of grease depending on how much you drain it, right? I mean, we've had some today, like Jack in the Box, where it literally is just a pool of grease. And then we've had others where it's just like the bare minimum. Like Moe's, there was very little grease to it.
There was very little. The shell is a champion. Like, compared to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this thing, and it has a great flavor to it. Like, it's basically... As you would imagine, it tastes very similar to their chips. But no, this is great. This thing is an absolute unit. This, the hard, as we've been seeing, some of them hold up interestingly, like Moe's. This is not having that issue.
No, if you ate that whole taco, I'm pretty sure the shell would hold up the whole way through.
Yeah.
The flour tortilla is great. It's a flour tortilla. It's not super remarkable, but I really like their toppings. I like the meat. It overall it tastes more fresh.
Yes,
or it tastes fresher. Sorry.
Yes. The little bit of cilantro on this one, as we've been doing at the other ones, we added the pico de gallo to get us the tomatoes. We've got the romaine lettuce, their cheese, just to keep it as close as the other ones as possible. Again, the steak issue is an issue.
But I'm very happy with this.
Yes, this is...
And Chipotle is shockingly, per taco, cheaper than its competitors.
It is $3.10 for...
each of the tacos.
For each of the tacos, unless you get guac, that's extra.
Chipotle, great freaking taco. Definitely biased, and definitely has a leg up in terms of the steak, so, this is all subjective anyways, alright? We've got one more stop to make. It is a stop that I don't think either of us are very excited about, but in the name of science and curiosity, we must go to. So stick around
Of which we went to, this is one of the few locations around that offers this taco.
Yeah, we've actually had to hunt for this.
It took a little bit of time to find one.
We'll tell you more in just a minute, but I'm gonna enjoy a good taco, because the next one,
we're ending on a low note.
It's questionable. We're actually back in our driveway, with good news, at least for us. Our last taco was supposed to come from somewhere that shouldn't do tacos, and I know we already went to Jack in the Box.
But that's a Jack in the Box thing.
That's a Jack in the Box thing.
They are famous for it. It even said it on their sign.
We were attempting to get a taco from Burger King.
We went to 2 locations.
And looked at several others online.
The one location that we just came from, it was on their website. It was on that one. We could order it online. We went there and they didn't have it.
So we don't know if the app is messed up, if they just ran out, if supply chain is an issue right now, or if Burger King slashed it due to virus that shall not be named. But either way, we were not able to get the Burger King taco, which, you know, I'm not that heartbroken about. We have heard nothing but terrible things. But we were gonna try it. So, you know, maybe in the future we'll be able to get it and try it just to see what it's like. But Burger King gets all zeros and is therefore rated worst. But the truly worst one of the day is Jack in the Box.
That was awful. And our comments were, it was so bland and all this. Just for science, just to know, it comes with a Jack in the Box brand taco sauce. So I thought, this is so bad, maybe the sauce is somehow delicious, and that's what seals it. Because we couldn't figure it out. It was awful. It was truly terrible.
Yeah, you said it was like watery.
It had a weird spice flavor. It wasn't like...
It wasn't flavorful
It wasn't flavorful spice. It was just like a spice extract flavor almost. And it was just this very watery consistency. It had no, there's no, onion, pepper, cumin, any, discernible spice that you would associate with taco sauce. It just, it was truly terrible.
So, that being said, Jack in the Box, of course, was the cheapest at 60 cents per taco. So,
and it tasted like a... They should have given us 60 cents.
I was going to say, it tasted like a 10-cent taco. So...
It was awful.
You know, we did that for science and curiosity purposes, but don't get Jack in the Box tacos.
Or get it, just to see how bad it is.
Don't.
It's awful.
That being said, our favorite taco was Chipotle. We know, slightly controversial because steak, not ground beef. However, we were discussing as we drove the spice that they use with their meat, and it's with all of their meat because we've tried pretty much all of them in the course of our Chipotle eating careers. The spices are just really good. And that same spice could be put into a ground beef of some kind were they to do that. So,
and now that they have the former head of Taco Bell at the helm, maybe that's going to be a new thing.
To
be determined.
Especially since I could see that being a seller, with some of their kids' meals.
Yeah.
Because they do a kids' taco meal. So, Chipotle... We'll put all the rankings up, but Chipotle got almost all 5s across the board for us. And again, we know we're biased. We know we love Chipotle to begin with.
And it was actually cheaper.
It was cheaper than their competitors. Honestly, it was what, $3.10 per taco?
It was $3.10 per. Again, every store is going to be a little bit different.
Every store is a little bit different.
If you wanted to be a purist,
and so you guys got steak and that doesn't count, then we actually really enjoyed Azteca, one of our local places, and we're very excited about that because they are right down the road. We eat there quite a bit. We've actually had takeout from them a couple of times during quarantine.
It's a good, small, local restaurant chain, so
we like supporting local businesses.
Hi, Amanda from the future here. My phone started really overheating and doing really weird things right where the video just cut off, so just wanted to finish the thought. We want to support small businesses, we love our small businesses, and we're really happy that Azteca placed as high as it did. I did want to address that we didn't really care for the protein as much at Azteca or Sabor, But we were kind of thinking about it, and those places aren't really for American style tacos, which is what we tested in this video, right? If we go there to either of those places, we're getting food that isn't an American taco. We're getting street tacos, we're getting elote, we're getting carnitas de res, we're getting really good margarita, right? We're getting all those things that, you know, we just can't really get at these other places that we tried. And places like Qdoba, like Moe's, they're made for American style tacos. Chipotle bridges the gap a little bit, I think, in terms of their protein options and a couple of their toppings, but they still do lean American because they're going after a specific demographic. So I think, you know, we've shown today that places like a Qdoba and like a Moe's, they're perfectly fine for American style tacos if that's what you want. It's just not what we usually want. So we're super excited to know that, you know, even the American style tacos at the places that we don't normally get American style tacos from are really tasty. And that if that's something we're in the mood for and we want like an al pastor or something like that, we can get those there and satisfy the craving. But in general, if we want an American style taco and it's not a Taco Bell kind of day, yeah, we definitely will go to a Moe's or a Qdoba or something like that in the future. And yes, Chipotle.
We got to eat a bunch of tacos today, and that's pretty good on any day in our book, even if some of them were less than ideal in terms of taste, texture, or value. So,
Tacos.
A bad taco is still a taco.
Still a taco.
Wow.
I mean, if you were really drunk, you could maybe think that was okay.
Again, somebody
Very
who knows
inebriated.
somebody on the West Coast, just have them contact me. Like,
Is it better?
is it better or is it just?
Is it a cult thing?
Yeah, we don't know what's going on in the West Coast. But anyways, we had a really great time doing this. We hope you guys enjoy watching.
And I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we hope you guys are doing well. We miss and love all of our family and friends. We can't wait until we can see everybody again and eat tacos with you. But we're gonna go inside and drink a lot of water and try and get our blood pressure to come
A lot
down.
of water.
We miss you guys. We love you guys. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.